Hi folks, Canadian Prepper here. So today on the channel we are going to be talking about my most used items, the things that I actually use the most. You know, I have stuff that I put in my bug out bag, things that I carry in my EDC, things that I carry in my car, but what are the things that I use most, that I reach for the most times per day? You know, things have been pretty stressful in the world lately, so we got to lighten up the mood a bit. So we're just going to do a simple tabletop show and tell for you guys about all the things that I use most frequently. So let's get to it. All right, so we're gonna talk about everything on the table here, and I got a few more things that won't fit on the table that we'll talk about afterwards. So let's just start from this end over here. So one of the things that I use the most, because I'm always on the go, unfortunately right now, I don't have time to be growing all my own food. That is the end game. But right now, freeze-dried food is one of my best friends. This is just a Mountain House meal. I probably reach for one of these several times a week. I've been trying to cut down a little bit because there's a very high salt content. But yeah, Mountain House freeze-dried food, can't go wrong with that. Up next are the Parapocalypse Survival Shoelaces. Now, I've been using these on my shoes for the last month or so. It's one of those things, you set it, forget it. It's thinner than your run-of-the-mill Paracord. So you're gonna actually be able to loop it through those holes in your shoe. And this is Paracord, but it's kind of like Survivor cord, okay? So it's got 8 lines in one. So you got your 10-pound monofilament in there. You got your 110-pound nano aramid, which is like a Kevlar. You have your waxed hemp fire starter. You have your Dyneema X 160-pound test string. And then you have your 4 strands of nylon paracord. Now, I'm pretty sure that this is 650 paracord at least, and you can get them ranging from 48, I believe, up to 72 inches. So this is one of those things, guys. You set it, you forget it, you always have it on your boots. If you find yourself in a survival situation and you need some cordage, you can still have a shoelace because you've got those 8 strong strands in there that you can still use to keep your shoes tied up. So check those out. Now, to sharpen your knives, this is, I'm not sure what this is called. It's made by the Worksharp company, and they actually make them for a variety of different companies. This one has the Benchmade logo on it. This is the guided field sharpener by Worksharp. We sell these at CanadianPreparedness.com. This, in my opinion, is one of the easiest and best sharpeners out there on the market. So it's very simple. There's an angle to follow. They have your coarse side, your fine, you have your ceramic, and then you have your leather stropping. Everything's guided. You can also do fish hooks. You can do saw blades or saw teeth. So just a really easy to use. You just follow the angle there and get your knife nice and sharpened up. No matter what the condition of your knife, you'll be able to do it with this, and just really handy to have. We also, this is something I've had for a long time now, wear it every day, and because I'm on a little bit of a diet, it's a good thing I'm sitting down, because without this, my pants wouldn't stay up. And I'm sure I could inject some kind of joke there, but I'm not even gonna bother because it's too early in the morning. But, so this is a Survivor belt, if you will. It's made out of paracord. There's a bunch of different survival tools inside here. So there's a ferrocerium rod. There's a striker inside here. I believe that when this came out, it was called the Rattler because it kind of looks like a rattlesnake. I've been trying to convince the Atwood company to manufacture something similar because I do believe this would be very useful out here, especially in Canada where we can't conceal carry. Well, actually we can conceal carry with the exception that you stay in your house while you do it. Yeah, so if you want to pretend you're Robert De Niro in Taxi Driver, Trudeau's okay with that.
You talking to me?
But anything else, they're not cool with. Oh yeah, and you can actually conceal carry as long as you're in the middle of nowhere, thousands of miles away from any threats. Up next are my pants, the pants that I use religiously. This company is getting a free plug. These are the LA Policegear. I believe that they're the Delta Vertex. I can't even remember what they are. I'll post the name of it on the screen. It's the pant I use every day. Really, it's the ideal pant. I mean, I can't say anything bad about it. In fact, I've done whole videos on them, and this isn't even the right pant. Can you believe that? I grabbed one of my older proper lightweight tactical pants. I no longer use this pant. So this is the pant I use. I've talked about all the features of these pants. I've never had a pair of pants that fits so well, that just checks all the boxes. So go and watch my video on these LA Policegear pants. You will not be disappointed. All right, so up next is a portable power source, a truly portable power source, something that I can keep in my car, keep in my EDC bag. This is the Nitecore carbon fiber exterior shelled lithium-ion battery pack. This is 20,000 milliamp hours. They boast that it's the lightest 20,000 milliamp hour battery pack. Now, unlike a lot of things that you're going to buy on Amazon, Nitecore is a legit company, so if they say that a battery is a certain size, there's a good chance that more or less, maybe plus or minus 10%, it's going to be what they say it is. Now, it's a good little battery pack. My go-to is from a company named Zendure. Okay, Zendure makes probably the most durable, reliable, portable battery pack systems on the market. So I would strongly recommend Zendure, but that's one of my most used items right there. You got to have that for your electronics. Phones are so incredibly useful in a survival situation. Like any technology, you absolutely don't want to rely on it. In the same vein of technology, I also have my smartwatch, which probably is making me dumber, like most technology. I use it often for a lot of different things. There's a lot of different functions that it has. Nowadays, Garmin is making some pretty interesting stuff where they have built-in topographical maps. There's ones with built-in satellite imagery, so incredibly useful if you are out there traversing in the field. So let's talk about EDC knives. So this is my Benchmade Bug Out. I've been using this knife for years. It's super lightweight, it's super durable. It's just the perfect EDC knife in my personal opinion. Now, I've actually been using the Benchmade Bug Out Mini, which was orange, and I used that one around the warehouse a lot. I liked it because it was orange. If I put it down, I could see it from a mile away. It was great. You just can't go wrong with Benchmade folders. And I'm experimenting with something new, something a little bit more heavy duty. So this is the Benchmade Bailout, okay? And this is fairly similar, only it has a Tanto as opposed to a drop point. And the Tanto point is good for if you get yourself into a knife fight. You know, this is a Japanese style of blade, and the whole idea of it is for slashing stuff. But it actually comes in quite handy around the warehouse because that flat edge works well on boxes and things of that nature. So, and it's a little bit more durable than the Benchmade Bug Out, but this Tanto knife, it's a bit heavier, so you notice it. And that also lends to its durability. Okay, so basically this has a steel handle and this has a plastic handle. Some people don't like the plastic handle. Honestly, it's a very durable polycarbonate something or other, so you're not gonna have any issues with that. Yeah, both very, very high quality knives. Benchmade, like most companies right now, are behind the gun in terms of supply chain issues, so good luck finding them. We do have bailouts in stock, and we also have the Benchmade Mini Bug Out, which is just a little bit shorter than this. Really awesome knife also. Now, of course, you got to have a lighter on you. This is one of the things I use most when I'm out in the bush. Yes, we, do the ferrocerium rod. That's what's in the Bug Out bag. But when you're just going out, you're going camping, you're doing something, always carry a lighter on you, okay? Just one of the best emergency tools you can have. What would prepper be without duct tape? You just need it, use it all the time. Don't really need to say more about that. Now, my favorite axe lately, and I don't know if it's just the cool factor, but it's this Wetterhall double-sided axe. Now, I believe we are going to be getting a few of these in about a month's time. So if you want, I can get you one. I'm gonna warn you, they are pretty expensive, but it's my favorite axe because obviously the double-sided edge and the cool factor. I gotta clean up a lot of my tools, guys. There's a bit of surface rust on some of this stuff. Nothing that is gonna be a major issue, but I just love it because, yeah, you get those two sides. So if you dull one side out on a trip, you just flip her around and you got another side ready to work. And yeah, it's cool. It works as a great splitter. It's not the greatest as a felling axe per se, but you can do a lot with it, okay? And yeah, I mean, if I had to go and fight a bear, I would probably want this over a hatchet because I get two sides, right? Once I finish kicking a little bit of ass with this side, kick some more ass with this side. Of course, these things are really popular right now. These are my Coyote Fur Mitts. Okay, I use these all the time in the bush, even when it's like -5, because it's just nice to, when you're filming stuff and you're doing a lot of work, to have a place to put your hands where they're going to get fully warmed up quickly. So I've been using the Coyote Fur Mitts. Now, if you have ordered mitts from us or from Fernand, the fur guy, give the guy a break, okay? He's very, very busy trying to get everybody's orders sewed up and sent out. So there is definitely a delay. I would say right now, if you want a pair for next season, buy them now to make sure that you can get them. If you are putting in an order right now, it's like a 6 to 8 week waiting period. These are probably one of the best investments that you're going to make, that you're going to have for a lifetime if you take care of them. All right, so up next is something which is going to weigh you down, but when you need it, it's really handy to have it, and then you can bust it out and you can be the hero that saves everybody's day. It's my good old Leatherman. This is the free P4. There's a magnet that keeps it closed, and it's cool because it's one-handed operation, which is nice. Now, it's not necessarily one-handed closed, but you can do something like that. So oftentimes when you need a Leatherman, you need to hold something. So this allows you to do it with one hand. Really good multi-tool, has all the stuff in there. Leatherman's a great company, man. The only other competitor really in the space is SOG Knives and maybe Swiss Army Knives. And Swiss Army doesn't make a lot of stuff with locking pliers and tools that actually lock out. So with the Leathermans, you get your tools that actually lock into place. That's what you want. I don't like Swiss Army knives, the ones that the knife can close on your hand. They're just not safe to me. So for flashlights, I'm still using the Streamlight Micro Stream. This I've probably used for about 4 years, but I'm also experimenting with this Nitecore TIP SE. And the cool thing about this is that it's 700 lumens in this little thing. And I like the flat form factor. It really is very compatible with these pants that I wear. And it's just got a variety of different modes you can cycle through. So there's very bright as opposed to this one, which is, I believe this one is 200 lumens. So it's just a very bright light. The only complaint, I would like to see a light that was maybe twice the length, but still a flat form factor like that. Because in order to really get a handle on it, like this one, it's long enough that you can make a fist around it. If you have bigger hands, you don't have to be as specific with it. The buttons aren't that small. I like the tail switch because it's very intuitive. It's very quick. So, you know, if they could maybe keep this form factor, but maybe have a tail switch on it. That's the only downside of it, but overall, it's a really cool light. Now, up next is this Kevlar Thread. This is just something that's super lightweight. I use it all the time when I'm out in the field, and it's super durable stuff. You can also get this 320-pound test Kevlar thread. You get a bit more of it, 125 feet. Okay, you can get that for about 15, 20 bucks, CanadianPreparedness.com. In terms of other cordage, guys, there's some stuff that we're going to be showing you pretty soon. There's a lot of cool stuff on the market nowadays. So as most of you know, Survivor cord is my go-to. It has all those different types of strands in it, from fishing line, Kevlar, brass wire, you name it. But we also have this Dyna X, okay? This is a Kevlar style cord, which is just gonna be incredibly strong stuff. This is 1,250-pound test, okay? Incredibly thin, incredibly lightweight. This is some other Kevlar Armade 100 feet of Kevlar cord, which is very similar to Paracord. It's got individual strands in it as well, 4 nylon inner strands and a Kevlar exterior. This is battle cord. So if you need something which is way stronger than Paracord, this is 2,600-pound test. Now that's static load, but still, what are you gonna need 2,600-pound rope for in the bush unless you're towing a vehicle? So we also have these tactical rope dispensers. So this is something you would wear on your belt if you're a person who uses a lot of paracord in the field. It comes wound up with paracord in it. Something which would be actually very good for, you know, a bug out bag or something like that. Just something to keep your cordage tangle free and easy to access. And of course, it is compatible with all the cords that I just mentioned. Now, one of my most used power devices is going to be this Nitecore Nps 600. I do use the Energy Flex mainly if I'm going on like extended outings, but the Nitecore Nps 600, just because it's so lightweight and it's great for charging your smaller electronics. My kids use it a lot. Nitecore just makes a extremely high quality product. If you're looking for a flashlight that is a bit more tactical, you know, if you're doing police work or security or something like that, go with the Nitecore P22R. I might actually do an in-depth breakdown. It's just a great tactical light. I'm not going to go into all the details, but I don't really use it too often. It's something I would keep in the car. Okay, so up next, the thing I use probably at least once an outing when I'm in the field are the good old toilet paper tablets. I actually use the bigger ones, the pucks, because they're just easier, or the discs, I call them. But these are still really incredibly handy to have on hand. It's very lightweight. You don't have to carry a big roll of toilet paper around to do your business. Guys, toilet paper tablets are the truth. My most go-to fire starter that I use most frequently is the Pro Camtech Ultimate Fire Tinder, the #1 fire starter on the market. I can't foresee any better fire starter being invented for a long time. If you have to have one fire starter in your kit, in all your kits, make it the Ultimate Fire Tinder. Now getting into the heavier tools, so my favorite saw to this day is the Silky Zubat 390. And like I said, guys, you're gonna see some surface rust on these saws because I haven't been taking care of stuff lately. I've been so busy, but nothing that a little bit of maintenance can't clear up. But the Zubat 390, it's big enough to cut through a lot of big stuff, incredibly ergonomics, got that nice pistol grip, rubberized, full tang, just super beastie. And unfortunately, the cost of Silky Saws has went through the roof. They've increased their prices around 20%, so hopefully you were able to capitalize. But if you haven't, I would encourage you to capitalize before the next price hike comes, which probably ain't too far off in the future. In the same vein, my hatchet, the Japanese style hatchet, the Silky Nata, I believe this is the double edge. Again, we got some surface rust on there. That's all it is. This is a type of carbon steel, but it's plated so that to prevent that type of corrosion. But it's because I've been using these tools a lot in winter, and then I put it back in the sheath when it's wet, which isn't good, but I'm not worried about it. I'll be able to do some touch-ups and bring it back to life, no problem. But the Silky Nata hatchet, excellent tool, indestructible, virtually. As for a smaller saw, the good old Pocket Boy. Now this is an older one. You can now get the Pocket Boy Outbacks, which are going to have a bit more heft to them, a bit more weight. They're going to have a thicker blade. If you don't mind weight, then I would recommend getting the Outback version. Or you can actually just buy the blades, the Outback blades. If you guys aren't familiar with what I'm talking about, Silky put out a saw which was geared towards outdoor enthusiasts, survivalists, something that was built to last a bit longer. You see, they're an arborist company, so they're making these saws for people who are using them every day and they want lightweight things that are highly visible. But there was this huge interest from the outdoor community who wanted a saw that was more bushcraft-like. So they put a wooden handle on it, they made it a little more heavy duty, and that's what you got. But the Pocket Boys are great. They're small, and for lots of small like camp tasks or making furniture or just getting some smaller wood for your fires, excellent tool. All right, so up next is the Silky Katana Boy 500. Okay, so this is a saw. I think I've had this one for almost 4 or 5 years. But again, there's going to be a lot of surface rust on there because I haven't been nice to my stuff lately. I've just been so busy out in the field, putting it in and out of snow, and you know, I stick these right in the snow. So don't do as I do, do as I say, as they say. So yeah, it's a great saw. I also have the 650 and the 1000, and still razor sharp. Like, never mind the little bit of surface rust that you see there, which you can easily get off if you wanted to. This thing still cuts through wood like a freaking savage. Some other honorable mentions, we got this Clamshell Hazard 4 backpack that I've been using a lot more in the field because of the photo shoots we do. So it's compartmentalizable, you can customize it. There's these internal foam pieces that you can adhere via Velcro to the sides, so you can organize it like that. There's several different compartments. They have this proprietary system on here with these grommets that you can attach different things to, so you can buy different accessories. And I'll just show you this in here. So you got your administrative panel. This opens up so you can stick a bunch of stuff in here. And then in the back, there's also another slot there if you wanted to put some stuff that was flat, like a laptop. It's got some nice padding on it, nice ventilation in the back. And yeah, it's just really heavy duty buckles too. I've never seen buckles like this. And this actually has a locking buckle, so you turn the lock like that. And yeah, this is probably the most durable buckles I've ever seen on a backpack. So Hazard 4 is a cool company. They make these hard shell exteriors for some of their packs, which also look pretty cool, but it's a big X on your back, right? X marks the spot, as they say. If you're looking for something a bit more tactical and maybe a little bit more comfortable and you're not a communist cameraman, then you can go with the Quest Trident. This was my go-to pack for many years. They also have a more gray man style pack, day pack. And last but not least, one of my most frequently used things, unfortunately, is my Bug Out Roll first aid kit. We just use this all the time. And it's just a great way to organize your medical supplies. And yeah, unfortunately, when you have kids, they get a lot of boo-boos. So that's something you gotta have easily accessible at all times. That's one of the benefits of the transparent vinyl, is you can see what's inside at a glance. So let me know in the comment section below what you use every day. If you have any specific questions about the gear I've shown today, let me know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay safe out there. Canadian Prepper out.
The best way to support this channel is to support yourself by gearing up at CanadianPreparedness.com, where you'll find high-quality survival gear at the best prices, no junk, and no gimmicks. Use discount code PREPPINGGEAR for 10% off. Don't forget, the strong survive, but the prepared thrive. Stay safe.